Hey Ben, what's up? It's Dan. Yeah, I was trying. I'm probably gonna take that other video down and you know, upload this one because this one is louder and clearer and all that stuff. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're having a good day. All right. So to lay things out, so you understand where I was coming from. For I think some stuff that I'm gonna say will cover all your doubts. First of all, well, let me start with financial situation, right? With the fact that I live with my parents and all this stuff. Let me start with that, all right? And hopefully you understand. If you know math, if you are mature enough to reason, if you don't think that things are free and easily gettable, you'll understand me. All right. So I have a question for you though. Like, think about. I'm not sure about Florida. I heard in Florida, the housing is cheaper. Like you can, for the money that you pay for rent in Philadelphia, you can pay for rent in Florida or even like a lease or something, and get yourself a house with a swimming pool and like a nice house, like a tall house. You know what I'm talking about, right? So in Philadelphia, prices are different, right? In Philadelphia, a normal, suitable, I would say, more or less good housing, like an apartment or something. There are those cheap apartments there in dramatic regions, in in the ghettos, or even in here in Northeast Philly. But they're full of rats, mice, and pests and all that stuff. There are those apartments that are like $700, $800. Even then, they're $700, $800 a month. Plus, you pay, utilities. Plus, you pay gas. You pay electricity. You pay water. Some include water. Some don't. Right. But what I'm saying, the average cost for the normal apartment, with the central air, with central heat, with in a nice, quiet, peaceful area, is around 1,300 to 1,600, and it's increasing each year. All right, that's the price for the apartment. All right, even if you even if you rent a place, let's say you live with somebody and you split, that's about $800 a month. So you rent a room, that's about 800, right? So it's not cheap. Now, since I am on disability, since I have a vision disability, I'm trying to get a job. Yes, I'm going to, college, trying to get a degree. IT was good, but it's taken over by AI, and jobs are less and less jobs are in IT and stuff like that. While I'm doing the IT related things from time to time, like fix computers and all that stuff, it's not constant, it's not stable, income. I'm trying to go. I'm going back to school right now. I'm in school right now for medical imaging, which is much stable job. They pay well, and I'm good at it, so it should be no problem. But it's gonna take time. Now to study, of course, you need to pay. Right? You need to pay for tuition. You need to pay for books. You need to pay for transportation. You need to pay. Everything pay. Right? For food. The problem is, since I'm on disability, I receive SSI. It's about 900 and let's see, what $940 a month. Now, question is, physically, is it possible for me to live separately somewhere, rent an apartment, and be able to pay all my bills with 940 when the apartment is about 1,300 to 1,600 in Philadelphia? Obviously not, right? Obviously not. So, another question. Uh, since I used to live in a big house, yes, with my parents. My parents live on the second, first floor. I live on the second floor. We live in one house. All right. So you see it as a problem. So according to you, I should get out of this house, buy a tent, and live outside on the street, right? No, right? I mean, it would be stupid, right? It would be dumb. So, hence, I have no choice right now but live with my parents, whether I like it or no. I don't. I don't really like it. I mean, I believe there would be much more freedom if I lived without my parents, because they're going to sleep too early. They're sleeping in too late and stuff like that. It happens, It's but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just hope and get a job and stuff like that. So that was your insult that I'm still living with my parents. You think it's easy? You think it's you think it's cheap? If your housing in Florida is $300 to $400 a month, then yeah, of course, yeah, it's cheap. But well, so financially, I'm not able right now to live alone, separately. I wish so much I would live alone, but I can't. And you're bullying me for that. You insulting me for that. Now, another insult was you called me GAY. Why did you call me GAY? I don't know why. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian since 13. I've never been into any of that stuff, any like drugs, alcohol, any of that stuff. I've been disciplined, to be disciplined. I was going to boarding school back in Ukraine. It was like a normal school, but with dorms. Like if kids would come from far away, they could stay there, they could live there. There's a food there and everything. And we had counselors or disciplinarians who would watch over us, and not only watch over us, but if there is a fight or conflict, they would try to resolve it. They teach us how to resolve it, right? So we had this kind of one woman, and she was sometimes over exaggerating and believing lies and everything. Like if, let's say, I come to her and say Ben said the cuss word, she would not figure out whether or not you said the cuss word. She would come and yell at you. She would teach you that cussing is bad. Cussing is done by nasty people. Are you a nasty person? She would just make you feel kind of like guilty, yes, as if you were really cussing. But at the same time, she would teach you that cussing is bad. So kind of, she would. I mean, yeah, sometimes exaggerated, and she was fired because of exaggerating. But for the most part, she taught us how to be polite, how to be friendly, how to treat one another the same. In addition to that, right? I became a Christian at 13. I became a Christian at 13. And with my background of having constantly being bullied because of my vision, not accepted into gangs, into teams, into like whatever you want to call it, like accepted by supposedly my friends, right? Because I had cross-eyed and stuff like that. I would constantly be bullied for cross-eyed, lazy-eyed, cross-eyed, and stuff like that. I would constantly be taken advantage of. Like, for example, if somebody's nice, if somebody knows that I'm a nice person, they'll come to me and say, "Hey, Stan, can I ride your bike? I'm your friend, right? I want to be a friend. Come on, can I ride your bike?" And I would give my bike. I'm a nice person. But some people would just take a long time to ride it, 30, 40 minutes. Some people would break it and bring it to me broken and make fun of me and saying like, "Oh, we broke your bike. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you don't have a bike." Some would steal it, So in other words, I was really used and taken advantage of. So inside of me, there's this thing that I'm taking advantage of, right? I'm leading to this whole thing with Levi and all that situation, but hopefully you understand now where I was coming from. So I got used to be taken advantage of. Normally, friends who become my friends, they become my friends over something that I have. Like it used to be a Minecraft server that I run Minecraft servers. Many people would use me for the computer support, um, for me providing the server for them. Even though I said the server is not free, I have to pay for the internet. I have to pay for the software that I run on the server because people got into fights when they were accessing computer, straight to the computer, through like any desk or something. Back then it was TeamViewer, so people kept getting into fights. And my friend, he really found a solution that we can install a program that everybody would have access to their own server, like a console thingy, on the same computer at any time they want. But they will not interfere with each other. So we install that system and then everything. But anyways, long story short, there are a couple people that use me. Like Stan, we're gonna help you with management, with server management, with plugins, with everything. Then, there was this guy, who used me. His name is Matthew, who pretty much had a server with me for 6 years. I helped him with a laptop. I helped him with a gaming computer. Well, laptop I gifted to him because I had reward zone back then. It was Best Buy rewards, and I had like pretty much free laptop. So I saw he had an old laptop, and I said, "Hey, I can bless you with a new one." And his parents were so thankful. I still have a letter in my drawer right there, with his parents saying thank you and how appreciative they are for me being friends with him and everything. But long story short, so he got the gaming computer, he got the server, he got everything. After a while, we haven't talked like we were talking on Skype all the time. We haven't talked for a year and a half. I call him as usual. You need to call a friend to check in on him, right? Once in a while. I call him and I say, "Hey, what's up, Matthew?" He says, "Who's this?" And I said, "It's me, Stan. Remember?" He hangs up. I was like, "Okay, probably the wrong number." And I called him again. I texted him. I said, "Matthew, it's Stan. What's up?" He calls me. So after a couple of tries, he calls me. Long story short, he calls me and says, "Don't call me. Don't call here anymore, you idiot. You piece of shit." And he started bashing at me, and I was like, "Is it Matthew?" And he's like, "Yes, it's Matthew." And it was Matthew. I recognized him by the voice. But, so he was bashing at me for no reason. Absolutely. Again, taking advantage of me. Taking my money, taking the fact that I could build him a computer and stuff like that. Of course, he paid for the computer. For the gaming desktop, he did pay. But, I was simply like used and abused. Like, I'm a nice person. I would never, here's the thing, I would never, ever punch somebody back if somebody punches me. I don't know why. I just, I just don't. I just don't punch somebody back. Maybe I'm too nice. I don't know. It's just I'm not used to hurt others. That's why I never actually got into fights and everything. I would rather be sad and upset and hurt, but I would not get back into the fights. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But you know, so he bashed at me. I was hurt by that. I was like, thanks God, he paid off for the computer. You know, and then later on, I found out he got on drugs. So I mean, of course, if he got on drugs and I'm not on drugs, he doesn't need me as a friend anymore because I'm not, yeah, he knows I'm not gonna support him doing drugs, like support him financially. Um, Sadly, but it's a reality, right? I had another friend who scammed me, pretended to be my friend, and actually came in with his mom to get a gaming PC from me. They paid the initial down payment, but as they were supposed to make monthly payments because it was a payment plan on newegg.com, it was a payment plan. As they were supposed to, they didn't. This guy hacked into my PayPal and bought something from him for our mutual friend. And thanks for our mutual friend, we got him to return everything because his mutual friend called me one evening. He said, "Stan, did you check your PayPal?" And I was like, "Why? What's going on?" He said, "I think this guy bought something for me and for him, and he said he used your PayPal." I got the boxes. I didn't open them because I feel bad because if he used your PayPal, that's bad. And yeah, in fact, he did use a PayPal. So we called him. We got him to return the stuff. I said, "Dude, return on your end. You can call the company and you can say I didn't order anything and return the stuff." So that mutual friend returned everything, got a refund for me, and that guy had to return everything. So after a while, we're friends and we're talking about computer, about everything, about paying out. A year comes to an end. He I called him and I say, "Dude, kind of the payment is due," and they're sending me statements and all that stuff, and they're sending me that they're gonna charge the interest because there was no interest payments. Now there are gonna be interest payments. I mean, you can still pay it out. It's gonna be interest payments, and I can send you the bills if you want to see it yourself. That I'm not lying or not making anything up. So he called me and left a message. If you go here again, we're gonna report you to the police for stalking, for harassing. I was like, I was not harassing you. I was just calling you to collect the payment because they're calling me to collect my payment, and I'm not paying for your computer that you promised and your mom promised to purchase. And I have all the information, all the chats on Facebook that we were talking about you purchasing that system from me. So if you report me to the police, I'll just show them our chats. So he never did actually, but I don't know. I still pay out his computer. I did, bro. It got me into so much debts. So much. I'm like 12,000 in debts, bro. 12 freaking thousand in debts. All because me being super nice. All because me being super friendly, and all because people taking advantage of me. However, I started doing, if you're getting something from me, you have to like agree to payment, and we put their card in, and they're paying with that card. So I went with that system, and so far so good. Anyhow, slowly going back to the situation with Levi, and with stickers, sticky situation with stickers, and with you. All right, so we covered, why I still live with my parents. We covered the fact that I'm a Christian, that I'm not Jehovah, as you said. Now your question, right? You had a question when you talked to me. What am I doing in Levi's server, right? Discord server and everything. Like you said, am I addicted? Am I, what do you call it? Am I obsessed with your little brother or something like that? You said. Am I obsessed with Levi, bro? Here's the thing: how I look at things. I become friends with whoever becomes friends with me. It's simple. I become friends. My heart, after being through all this pain, through all this, all this, all this stuff, I would never wish it on my friends. I would never wish to be somebody to be bullied by me. Somebody would be misused by me. Somebody would be discriminated by me. Somebody would be left out by me. So I always think about a team. If we're a team, I always think about a team. I always think about anybody in a team to make sure that we are fairly treated, all of us equally. No one feels left out. Everybody is a part of something, because being left out is terrible. So with that in mind, you know, if I join a stream, and if I can support a streamer, whoever that streamer is, would it be a person my age? Would it be a person twice my age? Would it be a person younger my age? It doesn't really matter. I treat every single person as a person. I'm not being freaking, oh, young girl. Oh, I don't have that twisted mind, bro. If you think of me that way, I mean, shame on you. No offense, but I'm not that kind of person. I'm not gonna even do that, honestly. I treat people, whoever they are, because when I was young, since I was bullied, I almost every one of my friends were older than me. So every friend pretty much was older than me. Maybe I had like 2 or 3 friends my age. Because most of my quote friends were immature, calling me cross-eyed instead of getting to know me and seeing my talents and what I can do besides having the lazy eye and everything. They kept on bullying me. That's, I'm not victimizing myself, bro. I'm just telling you the story so you understand where I was coming from, right? So now, I'm friends with everybody. Would a kid come over and say, hey, Stan, can you teach me programming? I would say, yeah, sure. Okay, let's go. Well, I'll teach you programming. Would a person my age come over and say, hey, Stan, can you teach me how to play drums? I will do that. I will teach them how to play drums. Would the person older than me come over, hey, Stan, can you fix my phone or computer? And can you teach me this or can you teach me that? And can we exchange, like, I don't know, music or something like that? Whatever. If those people are safe, I'm friends with them. I don't care. I don't have anything against that, and that's what we should do as a Christians, and that's what we should be like as Christians. We need to be Christ-like. Jesus was talking to everybody, and we talk to everybody, and we don't discriminate. That's why, to prove that's why, in every single social media, You go to Facebook, you go to YouTube, you go to maybe TikTok. They have a so-called protective group, like a little protective group, and it's like a race, age is one of them, ethnic origin, religion, disability, sexual orientation, ethnicity, whatever else is there, that is a protective group. So if you talk anything about that against that protective group, that's considered a violation of community guidelines. If you say, "Oh, you're too old," or "You're too young to be on here," or you're something like that, or whatever, or TikTok is not for Indians, TikTok is not for Chinese, blah 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 blah, TikTok is not for Christians, TikTok is not for Muslims, or something like that, YouTube, whatever, you're violating that community guideline. Okay, so at least it's wrong to do also because of that too. Yeah, right. Not only it's bad to judge have the book by its cover, but it's also bad you're violating the community guidelines. Whoever does it, right? So I'm against that too. If you're a safe person, if you can, be nice to everybody, hey, that's only a good thing, right? And Levi talked about in one of his lives. He said, "I have my friends almost every my friend is older than me." He said, and it's true. It's true. Look who Levi talks to. I mean, yes, he talks to like Katara, who's 24, but he talks to Stupid, who is older. He talks to Jay, who is older. He talks to many people who are positive, many people who are negative. Who are cussing, swearing, and using this, the profound language. I hate profanity. I never use profanity. You know, um, so going back, I'm sorry for taking 21 minutes, but going back to that situation with stickers. Going back to that situation with stickers. Stickers. Okay. So, um, stickers, they're just stickers by themselves. True. 100% true. But the thing is, what's behind those stickers and how you treat those stickers. Right? It's like, imagine you come into the resort, like Rio Palace or any kind of resort. Name the name of the resort a Disney resort or something like that. And there are people who came to that resort multiple times. So maybe they know workers there. Maybe they know, maybe workers know them, multiple times, But imagine you come into the resort, and while you don't violate anything in the resort, you enjoy in the resort. You're the first timer there in the resort, right? But instead of treating you, letting you having this awesome experience, you see like workers are attached to those people who came there first time, who came there like second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. They treat them with respect, with VIP, with whatever else, and they treat you like nothing. They give you, let's say, the dirty room. They don't provide that quality service as they provide to them, and they kind of separate you. They kind of, kind of saying, well, those people are, paying us more because they come second, first, third time. You came the first time. So sorry, sir, you're on your own. Would it be nice? Would you feel nice? Would you want to come back to that resort? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. So me seeing it being unfair, this kind of treatment, it's not the sticker. Again, those who come to the resort might have stickers with them, instead of they put those bracelets on you when you come to the resort. So some people can have blue bracelet, and some people can have platinum bracelet. So platinum means they're coming there not for the first time, but just for the second time, like third time, multiple times. But blue means somebody came the first time, right? So because you're blue bracelet, they treat you differently. They kind of discriminate you. They kind of put you like on the last page. It's not, dude, it's not the color of the bracelet that matters. Same thing with the stickers. I don't care if I have a sticker. I don't care about that. What I cared about, why I cared about this whole situation, is what Levi said after the sticker, though. When I understand stickers are limited, and I willingly gave out my sticker when Levi said, "Well, there are new people, stickers are limited. I would want to, rotate the stickers a little bit. And some people will not be having stickers because for a while, until we rotate them again. Those people, we'll get stickers." I was totally fine with that. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. I even said, yeah, let's do that. That will be fair. I want the other people to experience the same experience. I want them to be accepted while we are accepted too. So if I already have a sticker, if I already had the sticker, right? Let's talk about it straightforward, right? If I already had the sticker, that means I am a gifter. I am constantly on a stream. I am in the bubble, right? So I deserve the sticker. Not because I asked Levi for the sticker, but Levi freely give me sticker because I deserved it, right? Now, since he took it away back then, it didn't mean that I give less. It didn't mean that I, somehow became a lower class as far as, gifter or something like that, right? I mean, he didn't talk about it. But that September, last day in September, he exactly did that. He was talking about this thing. If he would say this, how could he eliminate this thing? If I asked him, like, well, the question was, hey, Levi, he was talking about the stickers or emotes, whatever, and I said, Levi, I just wonder if I ever will have an emote back. He's like, well, Stan, I don't know. They're limited. I don't know. They're limited. And if he would say, the next thing, if he would say that, but don't worry, whether or not you have a sticker, you still have the same rank in my eyes. You're still a gifter. You're still in the bubble. I still appreciate that you're coming here and you're a subscriber and you're this, you're that. That would not even cause anything absolutely. But since he said what he said, maybe he didn't mean to say it this way. I allow it to be the fact that he didn't mean to say, but he said it. He said stickers are for those people who are top gifters, who are constantly every time almost first people on the stream, and are in the bubble. Well, I've been in every stream. Every single stream in the beginning. I mean, I screen record streams because sometimes I'm doing something and I might miss here this or that, So I screen record them, I watch them, then delete them, then screen record the new one, and watch it, delete, and stuff like that. But sometimes I don't delete them if there's something interesting going on, like he's presenting some kind of product like he did with the hoodies and all that stuff. So, anyways. Qualification number one. Was I in every stream with Levi? Yes. Was I ever in the bubble? Yes, multiple times. Was I a gifter, top gifter? Yeah. And the fact that I said in the stream, not in the stream, in the Discord, I said, how that parable, not parable, but that story when Jesus was watching people gifting in the temple, and they were all gifting big gifts, like somebody would gift 200, 300, 500, 1,000, But this poor woman came and she put 2 coins. Poor widow. And Jesus said, truly I tell you, she put more than them. More than them. So she is a top gifter. She is a top gifter. Yes, because they were given out of their overflow or excess. She put everything she had. She could have said, I wish, but I only have 2 coins. Master, Lord, I love you so much, Lord. I wish I could give it, but look, it's 2 coins. So sorry, dude. Not today, maybe tomorrow. If I have another coin, I'll give it to you. No, she didn't care. She gave 2 coins, the last thing she had. Since I'm a Christian, that all matters to me. And if we consider if I was a top gifter, I was. But again, it's thanks to Levi because he taught me how to use the gifts. He taught me how to wisely use gifts. And if I have only, like, let's say $30 I'm allowing myself to spend $30 on TikTok. I use them wisely. How? For example, when the battle starts, right? I don't go like rose, 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 right? Use them up on the roses, right? I put something that would matter on triples or doubles. Like let's say it could be a hand heart, or it could be a one of those boxing glove or something like that. Something that I can afford. I look at my resources that I have, but I would reserve a galaxy or a few galaxies. Why? Because I use them either on a glove to snipe, right, or use it on triple, right, or use it on the first speed triple, right? So Levi taught me everything about those, and then I started wisely using them. And as I was started wisely using them, I appeared in the bubble. Not a single time. Not only one time, multiple times. I was VIP. I mean MVP. Sorry, I was MVP. I was in the second bubble, third bubble. I was there, so I qualified. You know, and so my qualifications didn't change. And when Levi said, well, those are for top gifters, he simply made it sound like, Stan, you don't give enough money. Sorry, bro. Well, am I not giving enough money because I'm greedy? Or because simply I don't have the money? Like all I have is like $10 or $40 or $30 that I can afford to spend on a game. Again, that story about Jesus and the widow, it matters what happens in the game. If I give a rose because I'm poor and it doesn't do anything, that's one thing. But if I wait and don't spam roses to save up money and give a big gift on doubles or triples, well, that's considered an input, right? So it's a fair game, right? So again, it's not about a sticker. It's about what Levi said. Levi pretty much, well, he said it differently, but pretty much you could say, Stan, you're not enough. You don't do anything for us to win. That's what it sounds, and that sounds offensive. I got offended, but I could go on the Discord server that morning and start complaining like, hey, I'm offended. You guys offended me. How come? How could you? Blah, 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 blah. No, absolutely not. What did I do on the Discord server? I went and gave a technical solution to the problem, thinking about everyone who doesn't have a sticker or, who might have it, but whatever. I said, why don't we rotate, or Levi, consider rotating the stickers, right, to make everyone feel good, everyone who participates, or remove them at all. That's a second, suggestion. And actually, if you go on a couple or other lives, like Slack Pack, other couple lives I've been to, I asked them about the sticker situation and all that stuff. They said, we don't have the problem at all because we don't use name stickers. We use the generic stickers. That was my third proposition. I said, we can generalize them so people can use them. Like I could use VIP or MVP sticker, or I can use good job sticker with somebody's name. Like I can type a name. I should not be lazy to type, like, for example, Jessica or Stupid or somebody else or Benjamin or whatever, right? Generic stickers. There'll be no arguments. Again, we're doing a fair thing. There are a limited amount of stickers. You don't want to leave anybody out. But same thing, there are two solutions that you can do with that. And I think second solution of generalizing them would be a great idea. Then people would not feel like they're less, or people will not feel that they're not enough. That was all. It was not about the stickers. It was about the Levi's treatment and the view on things, on that. And I was just going to confirm that. But what happened, the chat blew up. Why you care? It's only stickers. I said it's not about the stickers. And I said multiple times it's not about the stickers. It's about the fact that I said again that story about Jesus and the widow. It kept on going, on the chat. It kept on going. I seemed like explained everything. Then you appeared and started saying, "Why are you complaining about the sticker? You're 40 and you're complaining about the sticker." And I said, "It's not about the sticker. And the age doesn't matter because age. If you go by age, it's a discrimination. Like, let's say somebody says you're what, 19, or no, you're older, right? Levi is younger, so you're 21 or 22. Levi is about to be 21. So let's say, somebody would say, you're 21. You're not supposed to be. You're too young to do this. Like something good. Like, I don't know, but you'll be allowed to do it. But somebody would discriminate you by age. Would it be nice? No. So that's why I said it's not about the age. It's about how you treat people, whoever those people are. It's your team. It's your command. It's your not command, but it's your team, right? The team that's together. The team that says good morning to each other every morning. Good night to every night. It's a prayer team. If you go by that. Most of the people in the team were Christians. I was a Christian. You supposedly a Christian. Levi is supposedly a Christian. We can just talk about, hey, I have this problem. Can you guys pray about it? We can have prayer meetings. We can have Bible studies if we have to. That we can start influencing people around us and spread the word of God around us on TikTok, on Discord, on wherever. But what we do, we discriminate each other. And that's not nice. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry for talking for 36 minutes, almost to 40 minutes. But I think that covered everything, that I was trying to achieve, that I was trying to say. Sorry for it being so long. You can skip through it. You can listen to it in chunks. I don't care. But I just speak myself out, just out of my heart. So hopefully all that makes sense one day. And I wish you all the best. God bless.